Hey Dreamers, I'm Bryce, a singer, songwriter, musician, and a big fan of Metallica. But I don't know what my favorite song is. Could it be The Shortest Straw? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
Shorty, give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Shortest Straw, track 5 off of And Justice for All. I'm excited to listen to this song, not because it's a favorite of mine, but because I usually put this in the, it's not in the skippable range, but it isn't in the, like, listen all the time range, if that makes sense. I think the song is fine, but I don't typically go to this song. And they don't typically play it live, not very often anyway. So this one kind of sits in that, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if this one gets 2s across the board, but I can't judge it based off of what I think it's worth. I can only judge it after I listen to it by the following categories. We have lyrics, instrumentation, composition, memorability, and of course emotional response. Each of those categories is 0 to 4, with 20 being the grand possible total points, and we'll see at the end whether or not it makes it to the top 10. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The Shortest Straw. I love this intro. All right, this in last episode in Eye of Beholder, I wanted them to start with a bang. Finally, this is the first track, 5th track on the album, and this is the first time we actually start a song with a bump. And I'm surprised because Metallica does that. That's how they do things. Then this is the first one where we get a ba-dum-bum. It's a cool rhythm, and I really appreciate when they did the Guitar Hero Metallica. There's a behind-the-scenes clip of Lars trying to get this beat right, ba-dum-bum, and he keeps missing it, and he's like, dang it, and it's really funny to watch. So it is kind of an interesting rhythm. I like how it goes ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, ba-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum. And there's like a holdout, and then we're returning back to it. I love that. Okay, this is wonderful. We have a main riff. Dun, 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 dun. I believe this is the chorus riff. Shortest straw. Dun, 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 dun. It's very similar to, if it's not exact same riff, it's very close. And I think that's cool because we're calling attention to what's going to come. But we have this riff. We have a rarity where Lars is playing on the 1, 2, 3, 4, bump, bump, bump. Snare on the 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of on the 2 and the 4, or on just the 3, or on a thrash beat. He's going all downbeats. So this is a very headbangy da-do, 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 da-do. He's not doing just straight kicks like that. He's doing a da-do, da-do. He's varying it up a little bit. But it is a rarity for him to play this way. And what I appreciate is bump, bump, bump. Bump, bump, bump. Those hits there, those are on the offbeats. Bump, bump, bump. And now we go back to the same riff, but instead of snares on all 4, we're going to go just straight bump, ta, 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 ta. So again, we're taking one riff, we're playing it multiple different ways, we're building the song, and in this case, we're actually dropping it back down. But there is something about the kick on the 1, the snare on the 2, kick on the 3, snare on the 4, that makes you just go boom, ta, boom. It's got like a sway to it. The snare on all 4 gets your head going hard, right? But then the kick and snare combo gives you kind of a movement. I don't know how best to describe it other than you're moving differently, and it's cool. I love that. I love when he does a fill like right? Every other point in this part of the song, he's kind of hitting on the 1, but he's kind of doing his fill now on the 1 and 2, and the 2 is with the snare and the cymbal. Very cool. Now we're back to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just a short little section. We just have one little time through the riff with the hits again. I'm curious to know why they didn't just end. You know, a lot of songwriters do sections of 4. We do 4 times through the riff, then we change it and we do it 4 times again. And then they added just like 1 time and now they're to a new riff. Interesting to me. I don't know. Not a knock, just interesting. I want to talk about that riff. Do, 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 do. It's a very weird riff, right? The timing is strange. It's not just a straight do, 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 right? The do, 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 do. They're doing some sort of, I don't actually know the rhythm of this. I've never actually learned the song, but there's some weird, I don't know if it's triplet or a dotted eighth or however the count is going, but it feels awkward. It doesn't feel like it matches the drum. I think this is the riff of maybe the main part of the song that I don't really like as much, but it's not that it's bad, it's just that it's kind of hard to listen to because the drums feel like they're playing wrong, right? They're doing a thrash beat, but they're not like emphasizing any part of the guitar, and the guitar is playing this weird riff that doesn't really seem like it links up with the drums either. So they kind of clash right here, and I don't know how else to do this. I'd have to look up the song to figure out what exactly they're doing, but it feels off to me. And so that's why even as a musician, I'm not really sure what's going on. I could sit down, I could chart it out, I could figure it out, but it's just wonky to me. I use that word a lot, but it's wonky to me. I don't really like that part as much. I like this part though. I appreciate, we're moving up. I think this is the 2. I appreciate the section of 4. Okay, I talk a lot about different endings. So the first time, that climb down there, that's the 4th time. So I'm getting it wrong, but it's and then the second time, it's like a little bit higher. I'm probably getting it wrong. And the 3rd time is same as the 1st time. And then the 4th time is as a climb down, kind of a chromatic thing. I don't know if it's officially chromatic or not. But then now we're going to go up to the 2, the 2nd chord. I believe that is the 2. Sounds like it. Double kick. Back to this one. You know, the reason I don't like that riff, another reason maybe, is because there's no low end to balance it out. When they're doing that, I'd like to have like a rhythm guitar or a bass in the low end doing some sort of like matching the rest of the song. They have that low picking for like the whole song, but that section just feels empty. They're climbing up higher on the guitar, and it feels awkward without that low end. It kind of disappears. So if it's not going to be like, I feel like it would be maybe made better if there was a stop. You know, that would make a little bit more sense for me, because then you don't have to worry about that emptiness. But when all the instruments are playing together, there's nothing really filling in the low end of the spectrum, and that's why it's feeling weird to me. And who knows what the bass is playing? It's basically not on this record, so it's probably just mirroring the guitars. Who knows? But well, somebody knows out there. The person who did Justice with Bass knows, and obviously, I mean, they've figured it out. They've probably, have they played this live? Yeah, they played it live. I watched this live. I saw it at Orion Music and More back in 2012. So I heard something cool. I don't know what the bass was doing, but it was something. Back to 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's that main riff. Short is straw. Straight riff. I love that. With the shortest straw. Straw is emphasized with the snare and the cymbal. Shortest straw. Pa-pa-pa. Really cool. Ooh! Every once in a while, they get those double kicks in there, and it's like, It's not mixed very well for most of the record, but every once in a while you could tell they took the fader and they kind of just pulled it up. Hey, guys, notice this? Do you hear that? There's double kick in this part. And then they pull it back down. That's a thing that engineers do. Well, at least back in the tape days, they would kind of automate the faders a little bit. I don't know if they had consoles at that point that could automate. They might have had to have somebody sit there and do it, but either way, that was a cool fill. I like that. Ooh, little China cymbal. The crashes have sort of a and the ride is a ping, and the hi-hats have a to them, but the China has that and this China, I don't really like it. It sounds small and he gets a bigger China eventually, and it's got a nice and he uses it to open songs a lot, but it's kind of nice to hear it in the record too. This might be the first China that really, really stands out in their records. I don't know, but I will say that Metallica is the reason that I purchased a China cymbal. So thank you, Lars. Kind of his climb. Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about kick drum, the double kick while the hi-hat is closed. That's an interesting thing that not everyone can accomplish, because if you look at a hi-hat cymbal, it's two cymbals stacked on top of each other. The top one is usually loose. It's disconnected. So when you hit it on its own, it like rings out. I can't do it with my mouth. But then you use a foot pedal on the ground to close it, and you hold it down with your left foot. So you hold that down, and that gives you the right? And then you could kind of open it just a little bit to get kind of a washier sound, but this is a very closed sound hi-hat, and he's also playing double kick. And you might be thinking, well, how the heck does he get his foot to keep the hi-hat closed but also use it to do the double kick? He's not. There are a couple of options for this. You could get a separate hi-hat. I think at one time he had this big kit with a second hi-hat that was just kind of always closed. And so that was just kind of accessible that way. So it could have been that. But I've noticed in later shows and later live shows, you can actually see he has a clutch on there. It's a little thing that it hooks onto the top hi-hat and it holds it up. But when you release the clutch, it actually drops the hi-hat down. And the clutch stays up here. And then when you push down with your foot, the clutch grabs the hi-hat again and pulls it back up. So what happens is he's got the hi-hat that can open and close, and then he hits the top thing. He like presses this little button on the top, and it releases the hi-hat so it can stay closed, and he can use his double kicks and a closed hi-hat at the same time. Hi-hat clutch, look it up. I got one myself because of seeing him play with it live. I looked into it, I researched it. Oh, that's what that is, and I got one for myself. So if you're looking, drummers, if you're new to drumming and you want to try it out, hi-hat clutch. Can I just say, this riff right here, it's different from the whole rest of the song. Its only purpose so far is to get us from the verse to the chorus. And that reminds me of Eye of Beholder from yesterday, which had a transition that was just kind of like that, and it was terrible. This one seems to work for me. And that's because it keeps that same rhythm. It keeps that same 4 to the floor, which I guess it's not the floor, it's to the snare, but either way, it's got the same rhythmic element as the rest of the song. So that's why it works for me. China. Have you noticed that during the first part of the chorus, the first time we hear "shortest straw has been pulled for you," the hits are cymbal mutes. Psh, 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 psh. Whereas at the end, after we've done the pulled for you shortest straw, pulled for shortest straw, and then when he comes back to it, shortest straw has been pulled for you, it's all snare and cymbal. Tss, 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 tss. It doesn't have the stop element anymore. I wonder why they chose to do it that way. I like the stops. I think that's really cool. It's a great way to emphasize a point. But it's okay. It doesn't pull back from the song at all. It's just an interesting change. I don't know. There's that double kick with the hi-hat. See, this is what I'm missing. That bomb, bomb. They're holding those notes out on the bottom to just strum a note like that. The guitar is doing basically the same. It's not the same exact lead as before, but it's a very similar pattern. And it's just so much bigger with those rhythms in the background. I love that. This is what the song is needing. I love that climb. Yeah. That whole section doesn't do it for me. It feels weird. And then the drums just keep going. Like, wait, did we stop? Was there a stop point? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep playing. And then the guitar's just like, blah, 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 blah. It's not Kirk's best solo. This one's kind of just meh. It's falling out. I loved the build to it. The do 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 do, that rise, and then the stop was really cool. I want to rewind just a little bit because I could hear something cool. There's a it sounds to me like speaker, like the tweeters of a speaker, or like when you like, I don't know how to explain it, but you can hear like a high pitch, like pew, and it's like something slowing down. Maybe it's the tape slowing down. Maybe it's like the resetting of something weird. I don't know the correct thing off the top of my head, but I've heard it before. I'm just rewind just a little bit. Listen, it's during the stop. Did you hear that? Pew! It's a slowdown or something. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. What is that sound? It's on the tip of my tongue. I've heard it before. I'm envisioning like a speaker. Pew! You know, like just the wrong frequency hits it or something. I don't know exactly how to trigger that sound, but I've heard it before. It's not something a guitar or bass or drums make. It's something to do with something powering down or slowing down. Pew! Anyway, that section's weird. Okay. Okay. That transition wasn't that great either. Because we have this fast part, bum, 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 pause, and then just bum, 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 bum. It didn't feel earned to me. It felt like, we were going kind of fast, and then just stop, and then pull for you. You know what I mean? Like, it was super thrashy, and then now we're just to a straight riff, and it didn't really feel like an earned transition. I would have liked some sort of a you know what I mean? Something to guide me into the next section. But this is just like, stop. What do we do? I don't know. Let's just go back to the main riff. Okay. Okay. Kind of relaxed solo. Very bluesy. Not anymore. Maybe? Okay, that was a reverse guitar. I know that for sure. Let's go back just a little bit. You can hear it. It's you strum out the guitar, you play it, you record it. Great. Then you take it, you reverse it, and typically you would do it nowadays in post. You would do it in Pro Tools. There's just a button for reverse, but they would have had to like flip the tape or something. I don't know exactly how they did it last. Oh, they would have just played the tape backwards and recorded it onto a new tape. I don't know the technique they used in 1988. All I know is that it's a reverse guitar. Listen. Go back a little bit. Double kick again. You don't get that a lot from Lars. He's keeping the double kick pedal going, but he's also going on the snare. That's an interesting fill for him. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just different. I like keeping things fresh. It's different than the previous verses. I like how if you're going to do kind of a copy-paste structure, if all your verses are going to mock the same kind of progression, they have like 4 times through the riff, and then they go to the 2 of the chord or of the key, and they're playing the riff up on the 2, and the fills are more apparent in that section. I like that the fills differ from verse to verse to verse. So good job doing that. Keeps it fresh, keeps it new. It's kind of a messy feel. Okay. Switch it up. Now we get this section. We're gonna end it at some point. Okay, well, let's play this riff again. Oh wait, we should play that riff again. Oh, let's do this one again too. Let's put one more. We gotta hit a bop bop ba bop ba bop. Kind of a fun ending. Kind of a collapse at the end. It's not a really solid. It's not like a stick the landing kind of song. But I don't think that degrades it at all. It's just kind of it's over. So anyway, that was the song. That was kind of fun to listen to. There's a couple of hiccups along the way, but otherwise, I'm not too angry about it. Let's get to the numbers. Whoosh. Lyrics. What is this song about? I don't really know. The only thing that really stands out to me is witch hunt. The word witch hunt shows up multiple times, so it sounds like the shortest straw being pulled for you is something about someone. I think there was something about testify in the lyrics somewhere. It could be about the Cold War era, maybe the blacklisting of celebrities during the whole communist scare, the Red Scare. It could also be about the literal witch hunts, the Salem witch trials. I think anybody that's being blamed for something that they didn't actually do, the law coming after people who aren't guilty. It could be a variety of things, but really the point of the song is that the shortest straw has been pulled for you. They say that plenty of times in the song. Now, I wanna pull up these lyrics real quick because they're... I want to read them to you because you need to hear them without the context. I'm going to read this. This is the second verse. The accusations fly. Discrimination. Why? Your inner self to die. Intruding. Doubt sunk itself in you. Its teeth and talons through. Your living catch-22. Deluding. A mass hysteria, a megalomania, revealed dementia. Reveal. Secretly, silently, certainly, in Virgo you will be. Oh, sorry. In vertigo You will be. I'm a Virgo. You'll be in Vertigo. Anyway, I read those out loud without the song, and it's kind of it's not James's best work. I don't know if James wrote the lyrics or if Lars. I don't know. Does Lars write lyrics aside from Saint Anger? I don't believe so. But the credits are Hetfield and Ulrich on this one, so maybe he had a hand in it. But I don't know. The lyrics don't really do much for me. I think that they're fine. I don't think that they're. You know what? No, I'm gonna stick with my gut here. I don't really like the lyrics at all. I'm not gonna give it the worst points possible. We'll give them a little bit extra for trying to tell a story. It's not terrible. They've had worse. So lyrically, we'll keep this at 1. Instrumentation. Everybody's playing really well. There's some really great double kick pedal moments in there. The China, some fills, drums are doing fine. Guitars are playing fine. I have to knock some points though because one, that main riff, it doesn't feel like the instruments are playing together. Something feels off about that main riff and I don't like that. I'm not calling it composition because I think it's the instrument's job to play together, and I don't feel like they're playing the same thing. It's fine. It's not terrible. It's just fine. Also, to be completely honest, that solo was not Kirk's best solo. It was kind of, And then to add on to that, the ending is kind of just falls apart. It doesn't really stick the landing. And so it's not that it's terrible. It's not that it's even bad. I'm just going to keep this right in the middle. Instrumentally, this one gets a 2. Composition, on the other hand, I do like the structure. We do have a very similar verse, chorus, solo, verse, chorus. But it is a little bit different. We have some really cool elements that I always enjoy, those second and fourth endings being different. We go up to the 2 in the verses. We have the extended little, doing the one little version of the verse, or one version of the main riff right after doing a section of 8 to just kind of throw us off. Those little stops and those are really cool little neat things. It is a new way to end the song. So even though it kind of falls apart at the end, it's not terrible. It's something fresh. You know that I always like things that are new and fresh. So I don't know. I can't really give them a whole lot of points. I can't give them the most points, but I kind of like the composition enough. You know what? We're just going to keep this at 2. Memorability. This is where the song shines because they're saying the shortest straw over and over and over. And they're also saying pulled for you over and over and over. I can hammer them a little bit for the chorus being shortest straw, something, 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 blah, 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 something, something, blah, 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 something, something, shortest straw. So there is a little bit of a what was the chorus again? And I don't think that there's a lot of memorable riffs in the song. It's pretty static, I think, all the way through. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just pretty decent. But I think that repeating those words so many times over and over, you can't help but remember what it is. And so I think that just on that alone, memorability, this one gets a 3. Emotional response. Admittedly, I went into this kind of feeling pretty open about it. I didn't know how to feel, but I liked it. I liked the song. It was fun. There was that little moment during there's a couple moments that brought it down for me, but overall, I'm feeling positive. I'm not super neutral. I don't think it was bad, but I do think it's good, but I know that they've got better. So you know what? I'll give them a point for that. Emotional response, this one gets a 3. And with that, the shortest straw gets 11 points, which puts it in 25th place out of 31 so far. So we won't be seeing it in the top 10. I'm so sorry for those of you who are fans of this, but let's look at that top 10 list because let's be honest, is it ever going to top these 10? We have one on the top, Master of Puppets, Creeping Death, Blackened, Sanitarium, Ride the Lightning, Fade to Black, Damage Inc., Fight Fire with Fire, and Orion at the 10th spot. That's a really good list. If Shortest Straw broke this top 10, I would have been really surprised. And I feel like we can agree on that, right? Because look at this list. Just look at it. Would you just look at it? Just look at it. It's pretty good. So anyway, that's the list. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Now it's your turn to tell me what score you would give this song. Put it in the comments below using my criteria. What score would you give it? Make sure that you give it a good old thumbs up. Make sure you follow Midnight Notion on all the social platforms. My music is available on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your music. I'm also on the social medias, so check out all that stuff. And of course, hit that subscribe button so that we can be here tomorrow together as I go through Harvester of Sorrow. Thank you very much. See you then.